Hello, bonjour, hola, and welcome to Stop by Sarah. My name is Sarah Marie. If you're new here, this is a channel built around the idea of seeking. Whether you are a woman who is on the hunt for unique fashion finds, aiming to get more out of your wardrobe, or if you are a parent who wants practical advice from a teacher, you're in the right place. In today's video, I'm going to attempt to answer and provide some insight to a question that I get often from parents and sometimes even from students. And that question is, where should I send my child to school? Which school should I go to? So if you are a parent who is looking to send your young child to school for the first time, or perhaps you have an adolescent at home and you are looking to make the transition from elementary school to high school, or perhaps you are just a little dissatisfied with the way the school that your child currently attends is run, please keep watching this video, and I hope to provide a little bit of insight from a teacher perspective on my answer to this question. Before I fully dive into my thoughts on this question, I would like to provide a little bit of background information. I have been in education for over 10 years now, and I have taught in a very diverse number of schools. I have had experience teaching in public schools and teaching in private. I have had experience teaching in mainstream, French immersion, and fully French schools. I have had experience teaching in my home country of Canada, and I have also taught abroad. And I have taught in affluent neighborhoods, and I have also taught in lower income neighborhoods. So I really do have a broad perspective when it comes to the answer to this question. One thing that I've noticed when it comes to this question is I get the impression that parents put a lot of weight on what school their child goes to. And I do see why it's an important decision, but where my answer lies in this question is there is no perfect school, there is only trade-offs, and that's much like life. Here's a quick language lesson for you from a language teacher. Sought is the past tense and past participle of the verb to seek. Amongst other things, it can mean to search for, to look for, or to acquire. Speaking of looking for things, are you looking for a simple, non-toxic skincare line for your baby? Have you heard of Bappies?
Bappies is a skincare line formulated with synergistic ingredients that are free from harsh chemicals, parabens, silicones, phthalates, and fragrances. Some of the ingredients in the diaper cream include avocado oil, beeswax, sweet almond oil, and zinc. With really clean and natural ingredients in their formulas, these creams can be used for many different reasons, such as treating eczema and psoriasis, and can really become a whole family body care. They even make a heated eye mask that creates the perfect conditions to zen out and escape from the world. Crafted from the finest silk on the market and powered by a longer lasting battery with a 1-year warranty, the mask makes it easy to unwind, whether you're at home, on a plane, or anywhere in between.
Head to bappies.com and use my promo code SBS15 at checkout for 15% off your order. That's SBS, like Stop by Sarah, 1515 at checkout for 15% off. Every educational option comes with advantages and disadvantages, and it is up to parents to decide what trade-offs they are willing to accept. So for example, let's take the debate between private schools and public schools. In private schools, often a big advantage is that you have smaller class sizes. And while that may be true, there is a heavy tuition associated with that, often upwards of $10,000. Whereas in public schools, you are not paying a large tuition, and you might find bigger class sizes. You will often find bigger class sizes, but not always. And a really important advantage of public schools is that they are very reflective of society. in the classroom, you will often find a reflection of what we see out in the real world. Another debate I often hear is putting a student in a mainstream school versus an immersion school. So a mainstream school would be where there's only one language, probably English, that is being taught, versus an immersion school where there will be 2+ languages taught. In Canada, we have mainstream is an English school and immersion schools are French and English. A major consideration for these schools is with a mainstream school, you are probably looking at the school that is closest to your home. Kids can walk there. It's a lot of the neighborhood that goes to this school, which can be a major advantage. Versus an immersion school, there is probably a bus situation and it is further away from where you and your family live. A major advantage of a French immersion school or any immersion school is that the child will gain valuable language skills that can then be transferred into many different areas of life. However, it is possible that the child struggles with the language, and in that case, a viable solution could be sending the child to a mainstream school. The last debate that I'm going to touch on briefly is the neighborhood and the environment where the school is situated. So there can be schools that are found in affluent neighborhoods, there are schools that are found in lower income neighborhoods, and the reality is there is going to be well-behaved students and misbehaved students no matter which school is chosen. And while I understand that this decision is important for a lot of parents, what matters most, in my experience, is the home. This is by far the most important school that any child attends. It is the one that will have the greatest impact on the success of a child, whether they are at a school that is public or private, in mainstream or immersion, in an affluent neighborhood or in a lower income neighborhood. The home is the first school. Voilà, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. I hope this provided you with some insight in regards to which school you're going to send your child to. If you would like me to explore one of these debates or this topic more in depth, leave me a comment down below and I would love to provide some help or some greater insight when it comes to this question, or perhaps you might want an answer to another question when it comes to your child's education. Hasta luego. Bisous. Bye.